What's going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Tiege Hanley. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Tiege Hanley. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Tiege Hanley is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Tiege Hanley.
Let me read my brother's super cap because I really appreciate it. Shout out to Grown Man Talking. Already became the sponsor of tonight's show with a total of $20. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on. Grown Men Talking. Shout out to GMT. Thank you, bro.
No cap, Tivity.
GMT say, my guy, no cap. It was a blessing having you on the show Sunday. Had some great feedback. Blessings. Thank you, bro, man. Hey,
no cap,
just in case some of y'all don't know, I was on Grown Man Talking's show last Sunday, and I had a blast, man. Shout out to Grown Man Talking, and shout out to his entire panel, all the ladies and all the gentlemen. I had a great show. I had a great time on his show. A lot of different opinions, very opinionated panel. Thank you for even giving me that warm embrace, GMT. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to Grown Men Talking's channel yet, make sure y'all go subscribe to Grown Men Talking. It's an excellent brother, excellent channel.
GMT and Mingo.
Hey!
Hey, he should come on the panel. Like, he should definitely come on
Come
the
on
panel.
up here, sir. Come on up here. By the way, is this a love offering or is this
No,
indentured servitude?
that's my dog. Those are for minutes.
Hold up.
Those are definitely for minutes.
Blessings.
No, don't influence him. He can
No,
make
that's
his
my
decision.
partner. I got his vote by proxy. Ask him. You want me to call him?
What up, Grown Man Talking? I appreciate you. Let me see. Grown Man Talking. That's another show I watch. Y'all check out my man Grown Man Talking right there. If y'all can see that. That's the name of his channel. Very good channel. I watch it every day. That's I got the idea from about having a panel with more than one person on here. I saw him one day doing it. He can have women, interesting topics, what have you. So I appreciate you, Grown Man Talking.
What's going on? What is going on, YouTube? We are live. We are live. We are in the building. And we are back with the ladies. We are back with the ladies. What's up, y'all? Everyone do me a favor and unmute your mics. Unmute your mics for your boy. What is good?
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Hi.
Hello, ladies. We got the beautiful ladies in the building. Y'all are all in the right place tonight. Shout outs to y'all. And also a special shout out to everyone that's in the chat or currently watching the show. Do me a favor and hit the like button as you enter the door. Show some love to the show. It helps us get further out into the algorithm. Also, please do me a favor and share this content. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So we need y'all to get the word out there. So this specific channel, this specific show could only get bigger. I'm trying to hit 100,000 by next year, early next year. So let's get this thing going, y'all. With that being said, what is good? I don't believe too many of you ladies. I know Kit, you want to talk about your bus tour real quick. Tell us what you got going on.
So we had to postpone the bus trip, but we are putting some new dates together. So it is to be continued. I will actually get that information out to you all. However, Dîner en Blanc is actually coming up, and if you've ever been, you know the food can be subpar to say the least. And if you all are looking for, you know, a dinner with a twist, we are doing an infused dinner program for people who are going. So reach out to me. You can reach out to me via the website www.theedibleincredible.com, and we will get you together.
We're gonna get y'all together. We're getting y'all together. All right. With that being said, I do want to get the show started. I would like to also just say thank you. Please stay active. Please stay active in the comments. Dion MUA, you had something to say? What you got?
Yeah, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Tune in to Tide's page and also Boombox. That's Intellect Ignites page. We are going live, okay? So it's gonna be What's Love Got to Do with It. If you know the song, then you know what we're about to get into. So get into it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's going down tomorrow night. Boom.
Tomorrow night, it is going down. It is going down. And shout out to everyone who is early in these comment sections. Much love to y'all. Also, Afro Latina is in the building. She says, "What's
Buenos
up?"
noches.
Top that is what's up. All right. And Hassan
Hola,
is
¿cómo
asking,
estás?
how are the ladies
It's
doing?
Hispanic Heritage Month.
So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Early. Y'all here early.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. Is everybody? Is it me?
GMT. Hello.
Yeah, it's that side over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm just trying to make sure I wasn't tripping.
no. Oh man.
Dang.
This actually happened once before. It was
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that when it knocked him out before.
Yeah.
So just to get the ball rolling, I know that he's probably going to start introducing the topic. And the topic for today was, someone refresh my memory, please.
Cheaters,
Why men leave after she cheats?
Should a woman leave after he cheats?
Why
Or
men
vice
leave
versa.
after she cheats?
Oh,
I thought it was why women be stepping out.
What happened?
I thought it was why women step out.
well, that's probably one of the topics too. So you all guys, everybody out in the audience, you all know we always have several different topics. So if since we just, let's start with the first topic, and then when they jump back in, they can take control of it, just so we don't have our wonderful audience just sitting there. So men, well, let me ask you ladies, do you feel like or understand, like, do you think a man should leave after a woman cheats?
I say it depends. I had this conversation in my stream several times, and cheating it's so complex, right? Like we always want to like just go for the jugular and say, "Oh no, you cheated, you disrespected me," and I cannot. And then of course there's the, well, if they cheated and you stay in a relationship with them, could you ever trust them again? You'd always be looking over your shoulder. You'd always be wondering if somebody calls. You gotta think about all of that. But I say it depends, because I think about like the couples that have been together like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, right? And let's say you have that kind of history with somebody. And let's say you've gone 2-3 months without sleeping with each other, which happens in long-term relationships, right? And then let's say you lose sight of each other. The woman is focused on the kids. The man is focused at work. You love each other. You spend time with each other, but that kind of spark is gone. And then he or she have a coworker or a friend that is providing the emotional support that they need. And then one thing leads to another and it happens. The reason why I say it depends with cheating is because the conversation have to be had, right? Do we too, as people, want to stay together? Did I make a mistake? Do I consider it a mistake, or do I consider it, I'm going to keep doing this? The other person, do I forgive you for this mistake, or do I just say, no, can't make no mistakes, and then we have to just kind of break up and end it and stuff? So that cheating question is so loaded, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. For me, should a man stay after a woman cheats? No, but on the flip side, I get why women stay after men cheat. We were talking like right before the show. Remember, I asked for the stats, and you said women cheat more emotionally. So I think once a woman loses that emotional connection with her partner and she decides to go elsewhere, it's hard to trust that she can let that new person go.
But can they bring it back? If a woman cheats emotionally, did they do like a statistic on can the woman regain the emotional connection, or it's not possible?
I mean, I'm sure they can, lots of work. They have to be willing though. You know how it is.
I don't know.
In your life, you're
I
like,
mean, if it's emotional though, that's
like mad, right? It's like
I don't know, because when you think about it and you watch different shows and they're like, well, you wasn't there for me and this person was and we just kind of took it from there. It's always like they've just kind of like gravitated over into whatever they had going on with this new person. But
like a bond.
For the most part, I don't see women doing that too often to where it's just like a high statistic.
I think, honestly, and this is going to probably sound a little different, but I don't think a man's ego will allow them to recover in a way a woman's emotional connection will allow her to, right? It's hence why you'll find a woman who'll take him back, and then if he cheats, and they'll take him back, and it's this cycle until they decide to break it, and then it's like, well, you should have left the first time, right? Isn't that what winds up being said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they should have left the first time, right?
Right.
So, but for a man, it's like, and the fact that and even though men don't like to think about it like that, but they see us as theirs, like almost like their property, right? Which is why they give us their last name, which is why we become of them. You know, once they see that has been given to another person, it's hard for them to even fathom being with you because they feel like emotionally, you're no longer connected, and that's the one thing that they thrive on having with you.
I don't
And
even think it's that.
really,
No, I mean you're kind of close in the ballpark, but I think it's just really more about the possession. Like, when you think about men when they were younger and they had toys, and you watch them play with another young boy and they're playing with toys, and then the other one's like, you can play with my toy, right? But then all of a sudden he's having fun with his toy. Now he wants his toy back. And then he throws a fit. I think it's more about just the possession. Like, you touch something that belongs to me. So, like you violated my toy in a sense.
But the male ego is so fragile. It's so hard for them to bounce back from that. Like you said, they throw a fit. Like, grown men throw the same fit. And although they may take the woman back, that fit continues because they're fragile. That trust is gone, and it takes so much to get a man's trust back once you lost it, if you even can.
Yeah. Anybody want to read
but I absolutely agree with what you're saying as far as like possession. But that's what I was saying. Like, when you become, even when you get married, you take their last name. It's you're of that person, and when they see, like you were saying, like, it's the possession, it's the possessive. Like, even if they had a toy that was collecting dust that they didn't treat right, that they ain't touched since last Christmas, it looked like it need tender loving care, and as soon as someone go and dust it off a little bit and like, oh, I want to play with it, now it's their favorite toy that it can't take no one else touching it. What do you mean XYZ? So no, I agree. And y'all are back. Well, if y'all just need a little hanky branky, I ain't got the.
With me.
Y'all ain't
yeah, we had to. I'm sorry, y'all. We had to get a little husband-wife quickie in real quick.
Say your hat looked all extra crooked and whatnot. You ain't got to do all that, sir. You can just
that's crazy.
let us know.
Yo, listen.
Fix your bun, Tiff. Fix your bun. Fix your bun, Dion.
Yo, I sorry about that, y'all. We had some real live technical difficulties. Something happened with our router, which knocked me offline. So we was, me and my wife, we happened to be out. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for keeping the show going, and thank you everyone, because I still see the majority of the people that's watching the show continued watching the show. So that means the ladies must have been very entertaining, and I greatly appreciate that. On top of that, we got a $10 super chat from my guy Marriage, Politics, and Sports. My God, greatly appreciated. NWA, do me a favor and catch that for me.
So it says, no men on this panel on a wife cheating. Women always have an excuse too for cheating. You can't be blind to the dynamics of a wife's sexual encounter with another man. There is no coming back.
Boom. So we need to get into the wife cheating topic, right? Which I would love to. But before we do that, I did have some stuff to rock out with y'all real quick. And yeah, man, unfortunately, Spectrum is playing games with me tonight, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. but I can't talk too bad about Spectrum because they pay the bills. So with that being said, hold on, let me get these videos queued up for y'all real quick. I apologize, but I promise you this is going to be a good one tonight. First we need to get into, y'all know about the shits and gigs. Y'all heard about them?
Oh yeah.
No.
We're gonna
Let's
talk.
talk about it.
We're gonna play a quick video and we're gonna talk about that real quick. Hold on 1 second.
They funny.
Black girlfriend effect. This
Oh,
is
you man don't know about this.
glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard
they step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect. It might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective. Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Who
Nah.
That means white.
Hey, let me get a US translation.
Kendrick fans, get him!
We love them all.
That's royal English for
All right, and I could see by all of y'all faces that was not funny at all. Ladies, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, who wants to start the conversation about what their feelings was? Because for context, that guy, he's a comedian, the white guy, and he makes a lot of jokes along those lines. You ask me, they kind of knew what they were going into, but they were uncomfortable. And I did watch their apology speech for even being on it, and you could tell they were uncomfortable. But anyone, please start this and tell me how you feel.
I will
Okay,
say
ladies.
I got you. Because you say he's a comedian, I have this thing about how comedians are so censored nowadays versus how they were in the 90s. They could say whatever they want. So because you say he's a comedian, I get it, make your jokes. But the fact that he asked them to choose, like, what's your favorite? That was completely disrespectful. He completely crossed the line, in my opinion. Like, as a comedian, make a joke about anybody, whoever, because that's what you do. Your art is to laugh at people, whatever. But don't get personal.
Let me get this $5. Let me get this $4.99 super chat from my guy Block Chain. What it do, my guy? I got this one, baby. Said, bro, as a comedian, what do you expect? Only hit dogs gonna holler or feel away. So, what's your thoughts on that, Dion? You making the faces?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the whole topic?
I feel like if you're not Black, you should not be talking about Black quote unquote issues. So the fact that he's like, I get it, comedian, your art is to make people laugh. That's great. However, not at the expense of another group of people. And you're now making it not just a group of people, but also a gender of a specific group of people. And whatever your experience was, that's cool. But I feel like the scapegoat for the other gentleman there, and I use that term very loosely, of laughing because they were in an awkward position. Nah, I'm sorry. Maybe teenage boys can get away with laughing because they're uncomfortable, because they're unable to articulate themselves. But those two gentlemen should have known better. They have a big platform. I've watched their content. So for them to be like, no, I was not amused. It was whack. And they should have came in. It didn't have to be aggressive. It didn't have to be like, hey man, don't talk about our women. But they definitely could have checked homie and let him understand, like, no. And it could have, the message could have got across. So I did not appreciate or enjoy none of that.
Mm-mm.
Can I say
It was
that?
And I'm a black
so
woman,
it
so
was
it
so
don't matter.
distasteful. It was so distasteful. Just looking at he was very comfortable saying what he was saying. And a lot of times, I noticed that people allow certain things, like a lot of the topics that go on is always focused around Black women, what Black women do, how Black women act, and and things of these natures. But we never have nobody in the room to defend us but us, and then for them to sit there and just laugh like, ha ha ha, yeah, that's true. Like all, everything that he
They didn't
said.
say. They didn't say yeah. They didn't say yeah. It's true.
Yeah, but their
Okay,
body
so-
language did.
I wanted to
I'm
say
a-
that
I'm-
laughing is typically a trauma response. A lot of my patients, when they're talking about something dramatic, they will laugh, and I always point it out. I'm like, "Hey, laugh at my pain." But like that's what you're doing. A lot of people don't even realize that they're doing it. Every time they say something that's triggering, they will laugh because they haven't learned how to adapt in those situations. Especially those being
Right.
Black men, like they don't even know how to handle that.
Right.
If they check
A lot of
him,
Black
now
men.
he's now he's an aggressive Black man and he's dangerous. And
And you got
I
to
don't
keep in mind that their audience, they didn't build an audience off of Black people, right?
Right.
Their audience is primarily white,
right.
So
which again,
that's-
so now we're the laughing stock, on their for their audience.
I
You
feel
know
like
what
it's
I'm saying?
definitely a prime example of Black women being once again the butt of jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say, and I'm not disagreeing with y'all about what it looks like, but I would say that Black women, Black people in general, I'm not just gonna say Black women, Black people are the butt of our own jokes because we usually are the one perpetrating what they're saying.
Yeah, that's why I said it was so distasteful because, I don't know what the other guy, he could be mixed or he could be Islamic or whatever, but you're not gonna see a lot of times other cultures, they'll stand up and be like, you're not gonna talk about our women like that. But it's always
Not true. Not true. Because if you do watch a lot of these podcasts, I wouldn't say that, Boombox. I watch a lot of podcasts and I watch a lot of different coaches. And white women get trashed all the time on those podcasts, just like that podcast.
Can I say something? Because you just said we portray what they talking about. But I always say, because everyone's favorite argument when something major happens is it's always, well, how can we care about your people if you don't even care about your people? And of course, you're gonna see that portrayed in the Black community if you surround yourself by a majority Black people. Just like if I was always hanging out with white people, I would see the stuff that white people do all the time. So we can't say like these are the things that are portrayed in the Black community, because I know people that of all races that do the same thing that people complain about Black women doing.
Yeah, but you got to think, right? So you remember that whole black effect movement, right? Which was a thing, right?
That's what I was kind of referring to.
Right. So Black women did that, and it was in a way to say like, yo, listen. If you listen to the internet, it was in a way to say that these white men are better than the Black men. That's how it came across, and that's what a lot of those women pushed, right? So if they were doing that, how do you think Black men received that during that whole movement of making a white man technically look like a Black man? And almost saying, I'd rather be with white zaddy other than being with the Black man. You heard it all over the internet. So just as much they're on the internet. So when now you brought that up, I'm not saying that those fellas felt that way, right? Those guys, you could tell the laugh was uncomfortable. And even when he asked the question, because as we say, he's a comedian, right? He jokes. That's what he does. This is not the first time he did it. He makes fun of everyone. So with that being said, I do understand the sensitivity in the Black culture, but come on. Like
at some point, somewhere, I get it. It's a joke. It's supposed to be a joke, but more people got to start standing up. Like if you feel uncomfortable, you should have let them know. Like, no, we're not even about to go there. Find something else to talk about.
those responses, like I said, I do get what y'all are saying, but those responses that that the guys, even when he asked that question, he said, "Do you date black women?" And they was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, which one is better?" And then he was like, They both said we both are good, like we both like both. He didn't try to say, "Oh, white women are better." If they said that, then I could understand it. But that's not what happened.
I feel like he put him in a precarious situation.
Let Uma get it.
I've been trying to jump in on this conversation. All respect, ladies. I'm the only non-black person on this panel, and I didn't find it offensive because people joke on Indian people all the time. The 7-Eleven, Slurpees, taxi drivers, whatever. We smell of curry, all this other stuff. And I just, but again, I'm older, right? So I grew up in the age when people were joking about all the cultures and making all the inappropriate jokes that are stuff. So I love those two, Farhan and I forgot the other guy's name. I like them. I watch them a lot. They're really funny. I agree with Dion. You could see that they were uncomfortable with the laugh that they gave, that they got put in that position. I don't think they should have apologized after because it wasn't them approaching. They were asked a question, and I thought they handled the question tastefully by saying, "We don't have a preference. They're both great." But at the same time, I can see y'all's point of view because you are black women and you feel some type of way about it. I think this is where we have to look at the world and how the world is changing, right? Because I know some of us are over 40. So we grew up with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and all those guys that made really, really bad jokes at the expense of other cultures and stuff. But do you think in this day and age, I think the biggest question for me is, can a comedian like that guy still exist in this day and age?
Well, like I was saying, I can appreciate the fact because he's a comedian. That's why I didn't take offense to that. It was only the asking the question of which one he prefers, because at the end of the day, don't make it too personal, right?
Right.
So I get it, because some of my favorite jokes are mad offensive at the expense of certain people. It's freaking funny. Comedians used to be way more funny than they are today, and I hate that they're not allowed that creative space. Comedy is subpar now. It sucks.
Cancel culture is a real thing.
So I can appreciate the fact that he's a comedian. That's why I said I can't take offense to it, because I know how I feel about other jokes that I've cried tears laughing at. So although it may hurt me, dang, somebody else talking about black women again, although it may hurt me on a personal level, I can still appreciate okay, this is what comedians do, and I can't complain about when other groups of people are being sensitive to a joke. So I have to just take it with a grain of salt. Just don't make it personal, asking people which one they prefer.
Right.
So I have a question. So are we excusing just because comedians are just because they are comedians that anything that they say that's offensive, we're just excusing it even so? Or can we
let me ask you that question. But let me ask you that question in reverse, Jess. When Dave Chappelle talks about white people, how do you feel about that?
Well, I will assume that's what I'm saying. We have to understand that whoever is the butt of the joke, sometimes they're going to be the ones that's of course going to feel the most offended. Let's say someone says, let's say somebody,
But they have to keep that same energy when they laugh at the next joke. That's the only reason I stand where I stand, because yes, I'm offended by what he said, but at the same time, I know that I laugh at jokes at the expense of other people. And that's all I'm saying. You just got to keep that same energy. When it comes to comedians, it's just what they do. It's not funny if they're not picking on people. How do you be funny if you're not picking on people?
Yeah, but it's still a difference in what Dave Chappelle was doing. Dave Chappelle is in front of an audience. He's not at an interview or just sitting on
Dave Chappelle do it all the time, whether it's an audience,
having a casual conversation, and then he's speaking about different scenarios of whatever has went on with him, his actual experience. He's not just saying oh yeah, you gotta grow your beard out so you won't get smacked, so it'll be some cushion, just stupid random stuff.
But he does
try to get the two guys in the chairs laughing.
Boombox, I've been watching Dave Chappelle and comedians like him for years. And the biggest part of it is cutting up on white people. They say it all the time, whether it's in a room, whether it's on a sitcom show, whether it's just them having a conversation across a table. A podcast is no different than entertaining an audience, right? Which that is what his audience is, and that's what his audience is looking for. They're looking for him to say something off the chain and be like, "Oh, whoa, how'd you say that?"
Usually does. But again, like Ashley said, then you don't just go and ask the personal question like to make yourself divide yourself in the room.
I still don't. I'm not necessarily mad at the joke. I understand the standpoints in them being.
I get the comedy. I'm just saying, it's just something that's seen repetitively, especially a lot lately. I don't know. Maybe my algorithm is messed up, but I just think that a lot.
Nah, girls, ours the same. Trust me, I've seen it too.
Like it's really just like, I don't know. Like maybe men are just they really have a different preference or something. I don't really know. But it's just weird.
I mean, I just think overall comedy is subjective, and just as much as some people can enjoy it and say, "Oh my gosh, there's nothing wrong with it. It's hilarious, whatever." Some people are not going to like it. So that I just think that's just how it goes with an art form such as comedy. Same thing with actors, same things with actresses. So that's just what it is. The question was more like, what do we think? How do we feel? So as individuals, we're all going to feel how we feel. What a comedian does is their art form. It's their, way to make their money. What you do is what you do. But there's always going to be some people that like it, and there's going to be some people that don't. So when the people that say they don't like it, say they don't like it, you gotta take that L also. It is what it is.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. You're not gonna like everything. That's just life. So, I understand the offense, and I do understand the sensitivity in the Black community, but I do want us to keep that same energy when it's reversed, right? So now when it is, as Uma said, her culture, where they talk about, we're not even going to talk about the things that they say about her culture, right? We got to keep that same energy if she feels away, right? And she's not laughing at the joke, and everybody's like, it's a joke. Yes, babe, there's a lot of jokes.
No. I'm not discounting the fact that there are, culturally insensitive jokes out there or culturally insensitive stereotypes that out there. I'm not discounting that. But I think to request from people to keep that energy of, okay, well, let me be offended on behalf of everybody. I think that's where
you can't die laughing. If you look at in that case, why even go to a comedy show? If
yes,
you feel
you
like,
can.
That's
why I said comedy is subjective. You're gonna have some people that like it. You're gonna have some people that don't. Even when it comes to like a physical feature, you have some comedians that talk about light skin and dark skin, or big and skinny and whatever. So there's different topics, there's different ranges to it. But again, requesting from what you're saying, requesting from a subjective standpoint of an art form such as comedy, to say, well, if you're going to be offended because they're talking about Black people, keep that same energy across the board for everybody, for every other culturally insensitive joke. No.
I think the point is to just not be offended, right? Like the easiest route would be, if you're gonna be offended about this for your culture, then you have to be offended for all the other cultures, or you could just choose not to be offended. So you guys know I stream, and I've sat in streams where it's predominantly Black streamers, and they forget that I'm in the room sometimes. And let's say a person from India, because it's a global streaming platform, will come in and they will just go in on that person from India. And some of it's really hard. Like, they make fun of like my culture and stuff like that. But I just try not to take it personally, because at the end of the day, it's like, there's a saying, if it don't apply, let it fly, so just let it fly. They're not talking about you. They're not talking. I'm pretty sure you women don't what was it? Smack men on their faces or stress men out till
Right.
they're old or whatever. So it don't apply, right?
But Uma, the example that you even use, I don't think that applies because you're talking about a streaming platform in the sense, and the example that you used was they're going after somebody, an individual, in a derogatory way, in a space that it wasn't a comedy show, it wasn't a comedic anything. They just singled a person out and then made them feel away because of their culture. That I think that space is different than when you're going to a comedy show and you know this is what could happen. Yeah, you can be offended. And I mean, if I was in a space and I was on a regular platform, it was just a regular whatever podcast, whatever the case may be, and I saw somebody of a different culture get singled out because of their culture, none of us is comedians, and I saw that. Yes, I would then say something. I would then advocate for that person. That's what I would do. But in a comedic situation, I feel like it would be different. And that's what we're really talking about.
That was that situation. Go ahead, Jess.
Can we also live in a little bit of the reality of it all, as in to say, you know, that there are times where comedians go in front of an audience and they bomb, right? Like, let's say if they're not gauging the atmosphere around them and the audience, and, you know, let's say it's like a comedian that goes in a whole fully predominantly white room and cracks some crazy white jokes. Let's just, you know, let's using that as an odds are he's probably not going to get a good reception. That's just what it is.
I wouldn't even say that.
Huh?
I wouldn't even say that because if his jokes are funny, you see white people laughing because black people make fun of white people all the time.
I'm talking about the odds are sometimes of how it can be taken if it's like disrespectful on a different disrespectful thing. It could go either way. Like, you know, you never know.
Being disrespectful is subjective as well, right?
Of course. But that's what I'm saying. Like in person, it can go either way. So if even with him, I guess gauging who he's talking to, what he's talking about, where, I don't know. I mean, but
I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna agree with that because he wasn't. The point is he was not watching that the dudes felt uncomfortable. Those laughs were uncomfortable. The way that they sat back was uncomfortable. Even when they answered the question after of who he dates more, they were uncomfortable. So I agree with you, Jess. He wasn't gauging the room with his jokes correctly. Because yes, he is a comedian. So I'm not mad at the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Black men get made fun of all the time for what we do. We get called Tyrones and Pookies and all types of stuff. And everyone seems to laugh at it. Right? It's your joke. We even laugh at the joke. But
maybe it was a joke. I just didn't feel like it was a joke.
They just think black women don't like being made fun of. That's
No,
really
no, that's not even what I'm saying. Like, I just didn't feel the comedy in the room. Like, it wasn't.
He didn't read the room.
This is what he do on a regular
It came
basis.
from
Like,
the
this was
source.
like, he really not
wasn't
that
part of the
good.
community, so you shouldn't be talking.
I think also we have to gauge that and not, you know, for those who do feel a type of way of it for whatever reason, you know, if they feel a type of way because they are usually the person, the butt of the joke with certain things. If they feel a type of way, you can't discredit if they want to feel some way or not. Because if you're talking about an actual comedy, heckling is a thing. The person that they're heckling could take it either way. They could like it, they could not like it. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that. So, you know, it's just, you can't govern how someone takes it as well. I mean, either or with the situation for me, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to, you know, gauge with different things.
The thing is, for me,
I agree.
Once once the jokes moved on and I'm no longer but a joke, if you say some other funny shit, I'm gonna laugh. Like if it's about somebody, like if it's about something else and I find it hilarious, like it's cool now, you know what I mean? Of course, if I feel like I'm getting, like if I'm offended in the moment, I'm like, dang, this is not funny. But the next thing he says, if it's hilarious, I'm like, oh, he not on my case.
Which is something that can definitely happen. That's a natural.
That happens a lot.
Nature.
Hold on, let Kit get the mic. What's up, Kit?
So I'm gonna take a different stance on this and say I feel that we don't find it funny right now because of the the climate of where black women are in social media and just in life in general, as far as how everything is our fault. Every joke is about us. Everything is negative about us. We're the reason that black families are falling apart. We're the reason for the culture. We're the reason for the non-culture. And then on top of that, when you have that happen, and then now people are sliding in jokes that aren't really jokes, because to us, when you're being told that no one wants to date a black woman, and oh, if you're this old, you're not going to have anybody, and if you speak like this, you're not going to have anybody. Oh, and it's just always this negative connotation towards us when you have a joke that is supposedly asking which is better, black or a white woman, and then even though they said no, we like both, the assumption was when they laughed and he laughed extra hard that he was making the assumption that they were thinking white women. Which,
No, somebody said that. You didn't hear me in the background. They said that means white.
Right. You see, I didn't hear that. So for me, it's like, okay. And that's just really where it floats for me. I feel like if we weren't at the height of everything wrong, everything's a problem. They go across seas because of us. They don't get no buns because of us. Where everyone's a baby mama because of us. It's like we're the bunt and blow of everything. And so for this particular type of joke to be made to two black men, right? And then made it where they were trying to say, oh, that means white. That's just another knock at us, even if the intention wasn't to do so. So that's what I'm
I could be sensitive to that. Yeah. Tia and Janira, we didn't hear nothing from y'all. I think you're on mute. You might be double muted.
I don't. Yeah, I'm on mute.
Can you hear us, Tia?
But I don't.
Go ahead, Janira.
I don't got no comment on it. Like, I joke all the time. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess because I'm different. Like, I didn't feel no offense. It just didn't fit me.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
If y'all don't know, she is a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Tia, you can hear us?
We can't
I don't
hear
know.
you.
I think you might be double muted somewhere.
Make sure your mic plugged.
You might be double muted.
Oh damn.
Yeah, she probably double muted.
Check your settings. Make sure your mic is set properly.
Yeah. So what we gonna do? Right? It's all good. I do want to get the show moving on because of our delay. Once again, audience, I apologize for my technical difficulties that we were having. Tia, could you hear us? Could you say something?
Okay.
She is double. She's probably muted in two spots. So I'm thinking that's what's going on. But even with that being said, let's move on to the next topic so that way we can keep the show. We can keep the show going. Y'all ready for it? Here we go.
Yeah.
$50,000 a year, this is going to piss you off, so just get ready. Now do the math with me. $50,000 before taxes is about $30,000 after taxes. After you pay your $1,500 rent, you're left with about $12,000 for the year. When you look at that $12,000 for the year and your car insurance costs you about $1,200 of it, and your electric and your gas, and let's not forget about groceries, right? You gotta eat. Now you're left with literally $1,000 a month even before you pay all your bills. Let's say you pay all your bills, you're left with about $400. That's if you get lucky and pay the bare minimum. You're on a payment plan. I know, I've been there, done that. Anyway, so you are left with $250 a week to court your woman or to pour in and invest in yourself. Now, if you save that $400 every month, if you save that $400 every month, at the end of the year, you'll have almost $5,000 to invest in yourself and be wise and create a passive and residual income. But instead, you'd rather go get some coochie and try to impress her with like McDonald's.
Damn. Not with the McDonald's, not with the Mickey D's. So How do y'all ladies feel about that cracker crap she was just talking about? What's up? What's up? Dating a man making $50,000. Should that man even be in the dating market?
No.
Yes.
No. Who said no? Who said no?
Ash.
I'm coming for you, Ash.
Come on.
I'm coming for you.
Her breakdown was wild, right? She said what, $250 a week to court somebody, and I guess not even $250 a week. Like that's $250 he have excess for the rest of the month. So like he can really only go on like one date a month. Because even if he goes to like a mediocre restaurant, which is cool, you know, like a regular Degler, you don't even know 5-star, like a regular Degler restaurant, it's like $90. Because for the most part, a lot of people be drinking. Once you order 2 or 3 drinks, both people, $90 bare minimum. So now he has, like, I don't math like that, but he under $180 now. That's not, you can't go re-up another date. Like you gotta wait another month before you can take her out again. That's crazy. And then also, you only got $250 left after the end of the month. Like, how are you? Where are you going after this dating phase? Because you're not in a position to provide and be a man, and take care of a household.
What does he provide? Okay, let me and Ash have this conversation. I got you, Boombox. I'm gonna put Ash next to me real quick, so we can have this conversation. So, Ash, that man that is now making $50,000, you're worried about him not being able to court you. What is he courting? Not you. Let's just talk in general. What is he courting today?
Well, hopefully he's not wasting. Okay, because the lady in the video was like, you paying for coochie, right? So hopefully he's not thinking about just coochie. Because if he's just thinking about coochie, then she was right. Save your money and go ahead and invest in yourself. Because if that's the game plan, then do as you please. You can do whatever you want with $250 left over a month. If sex is the goal, you can do that. But if you're seeking something more permanent, I don't think $250 is, because how can you be consistent with $250? You got to still put gas in your car every week. Like that money's going to disappear. And then once you know her once a month.
Ash, do you know what the average American makes in the United States?
No, can you tell me though?
Average American makes. Let's just break this down to. Well, you know what? I don't like to keep it black and white, right? Let's just talk about the average American man. He makes roughly $56,000 a year, roughly. Not much more than we talking about this 50K.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying the average man and the average woman makes roughly $49,000 to $52,000 a year. So you're saying people just shouldn't date?
Well, women don't court.
So the whole y'all are not courting. Men are not courting y'all anymore. Men are dating y'all. That's it. We talked about that last week. It's not a difference. If I'm courting you, I'm going to marry you. I'm courting you to marry you. We are dating today.
So if it's about sex, because that's what the lady in the video implied, then that's fine. $250, do what you want, because you don't got to do too much with someone you, like for someone you just want to lay down with. Like he ain't got to do.
So the same woman that $50,000 a year man is looking for, is that woman looking for marriage? Today, in today's climate,
the video said McDonald's, so he could date multiple women if he's only buying 2 fish fillets or a double cheeseburger, whatever McDonald's is hot for right now.
Let's keep it real. He could do a lot more. He could do a $50,000. He could do a lot more than take you to McDonald's. I had a point where I was making $50,000 when I was. But I had a point where I was making $50,000 and I was dating my wife. Actually, I was courting my wife. And when I was courting her, was I able to do it all? No, but guess what? She helped me as well because we were working on putting something together.
But can I say this? I know you have more than $250 left over.
No. No, I didn't.
So to get her in the beginning, all you had was
because she's sitting. She's sitting right next to you.
$250. Talk to me, Dion.
I was broke.
But I was
broke. We ain't got it. It really depends on what people, how people want to be courted, how women want to be courted. Like
women want to be dated. Boombox. Women are not being courted today.
Same thing, but yeah,
it is. There are some people who court.
Some people, but it's rare. It doesn't. In today's day and age, the marriage rate speaks for itself. It's very rare. Yes, they are.
I have a question. So, because I've been listening to a lot of rhetoric, a lot of information that you men have been imparting to one another, and one of them being that you should build yourself up, right? Get your money up, focus, stack it up.
The
do all
only
those
reason why
things.
we say
Wait
that
a
is because
minute.
we know y'all
I
won't
didn't finish,
respect us.
sir. I didn't finish, sir.
Shoot.
Thank you. So, get your money up, get your bread up, do what you got to do, right? So when you get to the dating space, you're not on the struggle bus. You're not trying to get 2 pennies to rub together to take shorty out and be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna have to hit up this drive-through. Like I'm just trying to understand.
So let me help you understand why we say that. I got you, Uma. Let me just rebut to that, and then I got you, Uma. So when you hear men saying that, it's because we know that women won't respect it. It's not even a matter of, yo, should you date, should you not? We know that the average woman gonna look at you like a bum, like that woman in the video. So she's not gonna date you, she's not gonna treat you right, she's not gonna do the things that men are looking for. So yeah, this is why we advise other men, build yourself up before you date these women.
Can I also add in there? Like, I feel like, so from my experience, the men that I don't like entertain because of their financial situation, they usually lead on too early what their financial situation is. I should not know you're struggling if we only been talking for a week or two.
No, you should know. You should know he's struggling.
I should
yes,
not.
you should.
Because why would I want to talk to someone who's struggling?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you like that man enough, if you liked him enough, you would understand his plight, and maybe y'all could work together and build something. For my wife to be saying some of the stuff she be saying, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because I was broke.
I'm supposed to like someone so much that I want to build with them.
Ask the question.
No, but here's what you should do. Right? You can do whatever you want to do, but here's what you should do, because this is how people end up building something that lasts for a long time. Right? Is when we tend to understand where each other is at. So if you know that I'm not going to be there, but you see more in me where I'm at right now, and you took the time to get to know that the man has ambition, drive, he's not sitting still, he's getting up every day, doing what he has to do in his aspirations for more. He's not trying to be in his mama's basement. Maybe this is just an unfortunate situation for him. Then yeah. But when you're shooting for that man that's already made it, guess what? That's what gets these women clapped out and not respected.
It takes longer than a week to see that. I can listen to a man say, oh, this is my plan, these are my goals, this is what I'm doing. But in a week, how can I trust anything that a man is saying in a week without seeing the action? Because you can't show me too much progression in 7 days.
Let Uma get that. Let Uma get the mic. What's up, Uma?
Like you guys know, this is my sore point. This whole money thing, and I don't like it. It just, relationships these days are so transactional. What happened to the love? What happened to boy meets girl, girl meets boy? Ooh, I think you're cute. Ooh, I like your, I like how I feel around you. Oh, let's talk. I'm really glad Dion gave you a chance. Look at where you guys are now. Look at the beautiful relationship that blossomed. Imagine if Dion had turned her nose up at you when you met her and you said you were struggling and whatnot. You didn't have your money together and all of that. Imagine what would have happened, right? Like, you guys are the exact testimony to what I talk about. It's not about the money. And I don't know why these days these modern relationships are all about transactional, Yeah. You're going to meet you're going to meet men that are struggling. It is what it is. My man, when I met him, he was struggling. Now we go on trips. He takes me out on dates and it's nice. Like, we have a nice relationship. So, my question to the women is, why is this so important? And then I'm also struggling to understand this dating thing. Now, I guess because I come from a Caribbean background. You remember, I grew up mostly in the Caribbean. I grew up in Guyana till I was 19 and I moved here. But we didn't really a guy asked a girl to go on a date and all of this. It's like we were talking, we were connecting, we started spending time together, and then we started doing things together. This whole formal thing of dating, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Like, is this necessary this actual, I must take you to a nice restaurant and I must buy you things. Is this necessary over here for marriage and relationships?
Ladies. Uma got a question.
I would like to respond.
Great question.
That's a great
Madam,
question.
did anybody want to respond first?
Yeah, I thought you were already talking.
Go ahead, Kid. Because I need Kid to.
So, it's not necessarily about, like, people be like, oh, you should date someone with potential. The problem with potential is that it can always stay potential. You know, I need to see kinetic movement. I need to see, you know, you speak of these actions that you are actually taking and not just talking a good game. And I think that's the problem a lot of the times because, and I also,
You guys hear me?
And I also want to take, yes.
We hear you.
And I also want to take it to, why is it that when other races of women, you know, seek men for security, it's not a problem. But when we do it, somehow it's, oh, why is it so transactional? There's several Caucasian women that actually go to college to look for their man because they want their provider and they want their person that's going to take care of them. But if we want someone that's going to court us properly and show us that they can actually have the ability to take care of us, somehow that makes us the problem. And I think that that is where, you know, the big issue is for me. Again, I can't date your potential. I can date your kinetic though. I
want to respond.
I want to date your movement. I can't date your dreams. Your dreams do absolutely nothing for my future bottom line.
I respect that, Kit, but then the opposite is also true because you have the players who love bomb the heck out of you and buy you all the nice things and take you to all the nice restaurants, but they have not one iota of interest in marrying you and settling down with you. I rather fall in love with a man who has potential, and through the dating process, I vet him. And you know how I know his potential is going to turn into something? Because he is consistently showing up every day in that relationship and he's growing and evolving in that relationship. That will tell me that he's not going to stay at potential. He's going to actually develop into something. You know, but the other way where you get the love bombing and all the stuff in the beginning, that makes me a little bit cautious because you don't know me, sir, and you doing all of this for me. Shouldn't it be the other way around where we don't know each other? So I give you a little, but then the more I get to know you and the more I fall in love with you, the more I give you.
But you just described kinetic, you described movement, you described actions, you described him showing you that he's doing the things that he said. What I said is I can't date your potential because potential just sits there. Potential is really nice. It's nice to know someone with dreams and aspirations, but if they're not showing me movement to making those dreams and aspirations and just want me to hold them
down. But that's what we talked. That's what we said. That's what we said, Kate.
That will come. That will come.
That's what we said, though.
Yeah, that will come in time. Like you can't see that unless you put the time in, and the only way you put the time in is you put the relationship in.
Right, and it's potential, kid. So as much as you say you don't want to date potential, a man moving towards his goals, right? This is why. No,
that's movement.
It's potential. It's potential. I have the potential to make more money at my job right now because of what I'm doing, right? I have potential to make more money on YouTube because of what I'm doing. So if somebody met me when I had 2 subscribers, would have never thought I'll be at 40,000 subscribers as quick as I was because of the work that I put in.
You're actively progressing though, and we can
visualize. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. No. Because when you were talking to me, you were expecting me to see this like within a week of knowing someone that everything.
No, not really. Not really. I didn't say in a week. This is why I told you it's good for what I told you is good for a man to know to let you know that he's struggling. Why? No. But let you know that he's struggling, but he's also moving. I'm not here. I plan on going over here. So I'm not staying where I'm at. This is the women that are willing to work with those type of men are usually the women that get married.
You have to see the action though. You have to see
it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Can I say something?
Yes,
There's a difference. There's a difference between, I got all these dreams, I got all this, and this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, versus, okay, this is what I want to do, and these are the things I'm doing to reach that. And so he's not there yet, but he has like an action plan, and he's moving on that action plan. There's a difference between that.
And how would you
that's
know
the
that
thing,
if
we got to kind
every
of start
man, right.
deciphering that.
How would you know that if every man you meet you disqualify because he? One second, Boombox. I do want Tia to get it because Tia hasn't spoken in the last segment. But how would you know that unless you see that progression of the man and took your time to get to know him? There's other parts of the man than money that you should be paying attention to. But if it's money that's the sole reason why you're dealing with him, unfortunately, it keeps a lot of women single and by themselves and still broke.
So when that conversation comes up about him struggling, immediately after he needs to follow up with what the plan is to stop struggling. But if you just struggling and that's just where you at in life.
What if he doesn't give you a plan, but he just starts to show you? Let's Tia get this.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Oh God, I was having some trouble, but you guys has definitely hit some gems tonight. Dating has been such a, seesaw about, what the woman wants and try to fulfill her needs, but the guys need the needs too. And they don't want to admit that. Some do, some don't want to admit that I need more time. That's just like us when we struggle, and I struggle because I ask, a group of friends, like a guy would sit there and wait for you for like 5 years and plus to get your stuff together. But when the tables is turned for that man to get his stuff together, we turn the other face, like you got to hurry up, you got to beat to the punch. It's just not fair, and society has made us believe that potential is a bad thing. Oh, you fell in love with the potential. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, that's what gravitated to me, and that's what's nurturing. That made my nurturing side come out. So I'm just like, why does that have to be so, so long? So I had to ask myself, is it me being impatient? Is it me that I'm not, being not that much of a supportive person when I want to be a wife? And I can't be no wife if I'm not being supportive. Yeah, I could look good and be the passenger seat pretty princess, but at the same time, that man is out here trying to make it happen. So it's like, how can I support you? So I reach out to my male figure friends and be like, ask that guy, ask that man, like, how can I help you? How can I assist you? Or ask your man. Ask your man, like, how can I help you? How can I assist you? What makes you happy? What take a load off of you? So, yeah, there's still
Right.
people. I think.
Right. Let Janira get this one. Janira, talk to us. What's your thoughts on the topic?
Oh, okay, my bad. Well, I don't know. I was raised with my great grandmother and my great aunt, so it's like back to what you was saying, like back to how y'all started off. Like, if I ain't got it, I expect, so I don't expect, but I just figured that my better half will help me, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't all be on one person. I'm a 50-50. Sometimes I got to be 80. You know what I'm saying? That person be 20. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to get there. So, yeah.
That's a good point, because I think the way we were raised is such a good point, because I was raised with my mom and dad are still together, and my dad was definitely struggling when he met my mom, and they were struggling when we were kids. I remember, going to the grocery store and putting food back and all of that in a third world country. So and now they're wealthy. They travel the world. They're retired. They're hardly home because they're always traveling and stuff. And I look at that and I say, wow, look at how these two stuck together and they work together. And my mom didn't complain, when we didn't have food or when we didn't have things or he didn't buy her nice things. She didn't complain. She loved him, and she did her part. She took care of the house and the kids, and he worked and broke his back, like working and taking care of us. And now they're living the fruits. And maybe that's what's filtering for me.
Right.
So I
She's
think
seen the bigger picture. She stayed down to the come up.
Correct. And they've been married close to 50 years. So that's where I try to talk to women today, because at the end of the day, we're all struggling. So it just seems unfair to see women who are also struggling look to the man to have all the answers and to be this person that they look up to. And I'm like, no, you get there though. You get there, because after 50 years, my mom definitely looks up to my dad, and he's definitely the head of the household. But in the beginning, no, they were equals, because they were trying to figure it out.
Exactly.
Right.
Men have feelings too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we pour into that man, they're gonna pour back into us. Like I always say, water me, water you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah,
I
you're right.
I love that Uma said that they were equals. And when I date people, I look for someone who's equal or above me. So like that's
That's
another
called
big
that's called
thing.
hypergamy, by the way, and I understand
Equal
it.
or
Right?
greater for sure. But like
That's hypergamy. But men date down all the time. Usually, if you guys are not on our financial bracket, we still date and love you and marry you and take care of you and all that. And we're not traditional men, just like you guys aren't traditional women, right? So, yeah, if you know, those days are done. Those days are done. Right now, the woman acts to work. You want to be in the workforce. So guess what? You got to pay a piece of the pie. If you guys wasn't in the workforce as you are, the price inflations of things would not be the way that it is right now.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
so the fact that women join the workforce, the set prices are what they are. You could barely afford to live in America today. So the fact that you could barely afford to live here, and you're asking the man, yo, you better be here in order to talk to me, or at least where I'm at, it's not real. If you make 50 and I make 40, guess what? That's $90,000.
Right.
If we put it together, after taxes, we're somewhere around 60, 70, I meant.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah, so we're actually a lot closer to making a goal. Now you see my potential, right? And I'm building and I'm growing myself. Guess what? Now I start to bypass you financially, which is what happened to me and Dion.
So I just wanted to shout out someone on my stream said, a man on my stream said, that's why men become passport bros and leave and go to another country.
It's true, because the expectations for men out here sometimes be ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like, yo, how could you expect us to carry all the load and want us to be these traditional men that's quote unquote courting women when women are not traditional women anymore?
What is
These women are more modernized.
During
Carrying
dating?
all the load, meaning, okay, so we get past dating, right? Now we're in a relationship. Because the only way I could have got there with you is if I was making average of what you're making or more. So then if I'm making more, I'm dating down now.
I feel like today's time, everybody is going off of social media in their
Of
relationship. You know
course.
what I'm saying? Living for them. Like, baby, no, you gotta live for today's time and your time bracket. You know what I'm saying? Your budget, because their budget is not your budget. Their life is not your life. You know what's going on behind closed doors.
Facts. All right. I don't want to stay on this topic for too long, ladies.
I just want to say one more thing about it, though.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. So I totally agree with the fact of, dating and just being transparent with your information. I think on both sides you should. I'm not saying you're supposed to sit down and like walk with your W-2, but it's okay to talk about that within the first few dates. Not the first date, few dates. Talk about that comes up. I think dating for potential, I think it does depend at times your age. I think the time that you have, even when it comes to women, when it comes to fertility, all of those things have to be put into play when you're thinking about someone that you want to build a life with. Thirdly was about the which we had said between you and I. Age played. I feel age played a part in that, but not only that, it was just, hey, this is preliminary. We're getting to know each other, and yes, you showed aspects of, hey, I'm a go-getter. I have dreams and ambitions, but I'm also putting those things into action. My question earlier concerning the fact that men talk about build yourself up before you get into a relationship, build yourself up before you get into the dating market. Your answer was interesting because I feel like I honestly didn't expect that answer as far as respect goes. So to me, being a mother of sons, or we have a son together, but majority, we got all sons, bonus sons count, everybody's here. So I would tell them, or I would encourage them to focus on self-improvement. Get yourself together, figure out where you want to work, figure out what kind of trade you want to pick up, educate yourself, get your money up. Like, women gonna be there. Period. They always gonna be there. But the quality that you want, you need to be at a certain space. That's what I would say. So I don't think it's so much about the choice that women make, it's more about the choice that men make.
So I would like to say, in a perfect world, that sounds great. But if you look at the real world, what's happening today, telling a man not to go meet a woman and clap cheeks is crazy. That's wild.
That's just clapping
Because
cheeks, though.
it's okay. So telling a man not to like and fall in love with a woman is also wild, because it's gonna happen. So telling a woman that maybe you should be able to meet a man with that growth in him, with that drive, that if your mother raised you, now I'm talking about you, Ash, but if a woman's mother raised her right, she'll be able to see what I'm talking about in a man. She'll be able to see it from a mile away. And she won't waste her time with a bunch of men because he looked good, he got a nice car, but his debt is crazy. He got a nice car, but he's paying $2,000 a month because his interest rate is at 30%. That's what I'm talking about. But a lot of women would look at the fact that he drives a nice car and give the man a whole baby. That's not potential. That's idiotic. But when you get to know it, when you get to know a man and you see what a man, where he's going, should you give that man a chance? Yeah. Because in the real world, the bottom people got to meet each other somewhere. The guys at the top don't want y'all. I'm sorry. That guy at the top is looking for models because he done built himself up. So he's looking for the top tier woman. She's going to be 20 years old, 22, 21. She's going to be bad. She's not going to come with kids. She's not going to come with none of that. So when you're looking at the man that got more than you, it comes with a whole problem. Sorry. He's going to cheat on you. Ask that man to be faithful. There's rich pookies too. So with that being said, let me move on to the main event. We're gonna talk about cheaters since we just talked about cheaters. Y'all ready for this topic? I need to find it. Here we go.
Cheats on a man, whether that be physically or emotionally, I blame the man 100% of the time, always. And I know that's gonna upset a lot of people, but at the end of the day, a woman will only cheat on a man, whether, as I said, that's, and by the way, her entertaining messages and all that stuff, that's her getting ready, that's fielding options, that's her getting ready to cheat eventually, or getting ready, or lining up the next guy if she leaves this guy. But at the end of the day, 80% of the time, a woman will not cheat on a man that she respects. And I believe that if your woman doesn't respect you, that's your fault as a man. Or 20% of the time, she is mentally ill. And I don't say that in a bad way, because a lot of us have a lot of trauma and mental illness. So I'm not judging it. I'm just saying, as a man, you should be able to look at your partner and go, will this be the future mother of my children? And if you see that 20% of trauma that you simply can't fix, then just don't be with her. And by the way, it goes vice versa when women try to fix men and you're just not going to fix them. So at the end of the day, when a woman is entertaining messages from guys on her Instagram and stuff like that, she is getting ready to cheat or lining up future partners. But I still always 100% of the time blame the man, because if she truly respected him, she would not do that.
So I did challenge some of y'all on the panel to come up with reasons why women would cheat. But what I did want to ask you, though, is that true what he said about women when they are responding to men's messages on their Instagram? Is that almost like a preparation for her to step out of her relationship?
No, she shouldn't do that.
What you say, Tia? That was you, Tia?
Yeah, that was me. I hear that a lot, and I was that type of woman. Like, why is that person like yourself, especially the hearts? I'm like, why is she hearting it up like that, you know? But that doesn't mean that he's gonna go cheat or anything like that, or, you know, try not to tell my business on this show. Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you a little story. So I was in a 4-year relationship, and he wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So he went first. So it was like 2 months to 6 months at a time. So I encouraged him, to make sure he was okay. And we barely talk or text or anything like that, but he was focused on his entrepreneurship. Fast forward, he had a Facebook account, but it wasn't active like that. So I forced him to put my picture on there. Let people know you are with me. Fast
You
forward.
forced him?
Yeah, because I'm like, we're together, You're up there. And we got like 89 likes and oh my God. Months later, it's been weird lately. I'm like, why are you not paying no attention to me? Especially when you come home, everything is to your expectations. I have asked you, what would you like? And what would you like to see? And also I got some advice from my uncles because we are very traditional, and my mother. Long story short, again, he decided not to take part in a relationship. But this been going on for some time now. It's been some buildup. And yes, I cheated, um,
So when you cheated, was it with somebody you entertained on your? I love the openness, but was it with someone that you entertained on your social media?
no, it's somebody I entertained at my job.
The
So
work husband.
it wasn't a work husband. It was like he said the
The
right
work
thing. We just
husband.
talked.
The worst man alive.
We
You
just
need to
talked.
destroy these
And
work husbands, y'all.
it happened about 5-6 years ago, so it's dead and gone. But however, I hold myself accountable for what I have done. I didn't want to do it because I was so faithful in my relationship. I did it because I'm just like, I'm so tired of waiting 2 to 6 months at a time. You keep telling me that you're gonna come home and be there and provide. I mean, it was just overwhelming. So I want to get this out. Something was wrong with the relationship, and at that time, I did not know how to articulate my words. He didn't know how to articulate his words. It was too late. So he's married now, but he was talking to somebody the entire time. So,
But
he was
why
cheating.
did you?
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead, John.
oh, sorry. Why did you before you cheated? Why didn't you just call it quits? Like why? Because for you to take that step to cheat, why didn't you just cut it off then?
it was so distant. It was like it was nothing
So then you
there.
could
It
have
was
cut it off.
Yeah, but you're right. I could have cut it off and said something, but I didn't. So he was already there in his own situation. Because when I did my research, like Inspector Gadget, try to reach out to the chick, he told me, I know all about you. I've been knowing him for 10 years and we've been together for 4. So, yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Lesson learned. But to get that out there, when they say women cheat, the urges that we get, the reason why we get there is because we've been like mishandled in the way of like being neglected, the attention seeking, um, him not dating me anymore because when you come home, it's like I can't touch you, or we can't go on regular dates like the movies, walks in the park. We used to hit that gym. You know what I'm saying? That's to be my gym partner. Now those things have changed. I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, like what's going on? Being at work, you try to put your pain and sufferings into work and stay focused. Other men is looking, and it's like, yes, I'm spoken for, but at the same time, my man is not even buying me flowers. Like, I don't know if you guys in Charlotte, when those guys be downtown with those big old flowers, I was like, I pray I get a flower, and I never got one. I expressed that to him. So I missed out on that. But like I said, hold myself accountable. I did not know how to articulate my words and how to do that. I was outraged. So, it's just
What age were you, Tia, when you cheated on this relationship?
I was in my early 30s, so I had to be like about 30, 31 at the time.
Because I was gonna
So
say that, like, it sounded like you weren't getting attention in the relationship, and like when we're all younger, when we're all young, I cheated when I was younger, and I cheated because I was bored or I didn't get attention, and that's the thing about youth, right? You grow out of it. When you're younger, you don't have the
I
self-awareness.
don't. So no shot to you, Tia, but I don't think 30. I don't think 30 is young. 30 is not young.
I don't even put an
30
age on
is,
it, to be honestly. To be honest,
Yeah.
I don't put an age.
But you guys said that because I had my ex was in the military. I waited for him faithfully. I did not do any cheating, wouldn't even thought about it. Wrote that man letters. This is what, and he cheated on me. I said, I've been cheating on the entire time we be dating. You know what I'm saying? So that's why this
That's
episode kind of
crazy.
triggered me a bit to hold myself accountable about the cheating. But right now, as an adult, I'm not doing the cheating stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Or now
we're not
that
about
you
to go
have
there.
more, now
But
that you have
I
more
wouldn't use the word as an adult. I'd say awareness. Yes, Uma,
awareness.
you're right. Because you
Yeah.
was an adult at 30. 30 is not a kid. You know what I'm saying? You people be having all types of big old babies by that age. So I would say you have awareness now and you know better because of
Oh,
what you've learned.
absolutely.
So what I don't know if who I spoke to about the list thing, but who did I speak to? Does anyone have a list of why women may, choose to step out of a relationship?
I don't have a list, but I have an idea. One, like I said, out of boredom. You're bored with the relationship. Sometimes women, not all women, sometimes some women get into relationships because they just want to be in a relationship. And it's not a perfect match. It's not a good match. And then when they're in that relationship, unfortunately for that poor guy, they realize like, I don't really want to be here, but I don't want to be alone. So they try to have the best of the both worlds. They're going to cheat and get their passions ignited and then go home and have somebody to curl up with to, in the bed and whatnot. Another reason could be kind of like what Tia was talking about. They're not getting attention. You guys know we love attention. We love reciprocation, reciprocity, so if I'm giving, you got to give back. And then we can feel good and everything else. Like someone on my stream said, some people just cheat because it's a game. They got toxic tendencies and whatnot. And they like that thrill. It's like that adrenaline rush, of getting caught or getting found out. That would be what the guy in the video talked about, the mentally, disturbed people or the mentally ill people that see this as something fun. So there's so many reasons why people cheat.
Right. Do y'all ladies feel like cheating is different for men versus women?
I think it's a game for men, honestly, depending on the guy.
I think.
Well, not even that part. What I'm really asking is, let me word this right. Do y'all feel as if men take cheating the same?
I think no. They see it as like a definite mark against their masculinity and their manhood.
It depends if they if the woman cheated on with a woman, it really hurt.
Yeah, they be butt hurt.
Butt hurt.
No Diddy.
Yo.
In times like
these.
In times like these, no Diddy.
So I mean, the reason why, right? So I truly believe it's different because just from the male perspective, when a man gets cheated on, it is the most, the highest form of disrespect that you can do to a man. So we have to think, right? It's a lot different. We understand this biological parts of like sexual encounters as well that we both take different, right? Usually when a woman has sex with a man, you submit to a man that you having sex with. It is what it is. So that form of submission that women give, to give that to another man, it's over. It's over. It's bigger than our egos too, right? We just know if a woman does that, it's over. Arthur, what's good, my guy?
And also,
would you ever take her back after she did that?
No,
they won't.
No,
because
and most men won't.
Okay, so most
Some men do.
Some men do.
Some men do. Most men won't. But the men that do, they usually get cheated on over and over again.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, too, society is
Because
not.
that woman has no respect for him.
Exactly.
Society is not supportive. When you think about it, society is not supportive of men getting cheated on. If a woman gets cheated on, it's kind of almost expected, or, oh, I'm sorry. There's sympathy, there's compassion, there's, it's kind of like we expect men to cheat. But when a man gets cheated on, it's more like, well, you mustn't be doing your job. You're not satisfying her. It's almost shaming the man if he gets cheated on. There's no shaming of women when we get cheated on. You guys realize that, right?
True. Usually when a woman cheats, it's like you said, it's all, and babe, making that face, but it's true. Usually when a woman cheats, it's always what did the man do? He must not be satisfying you. He must be making you lonely. He not handling his business. His dick too small. You hear it all, right? So, but it's true. But when a woman gets cheated on, I mean, when a man cheats on a woman, it's he's a dog. He's this. He's that. It's everything gets thrown down at the man for being negative. Other than just saying, well, what about if that woman is just a 304?
So my thoughts on this is that I think all of what you said and Uma said is true. I think when it comes to women cheating, well, men cheating on women, they get dogged out. And also there is a level of sympathy for women that when they get cheated on. However, I don't want us to discount the fact that women get told all the time, what you won't do, another woman will. That's literally a known saying.
But that doesn't mean you're gonna get cheated on. It doesn't mean you're gonna get cheated on, though. That's not the statement.
That's exactly what the saying means. What you don't do, another woman will. So it's
that means I could leave you and go to another woman. Yeah.
Or men will be men.
Another woman will cook.
What I'm saying
That's
is
not what it means, GMT. You know
exactly in every which way it could happen, whether you're not, putting yourself together good, or you're not the freak that he wants, or whatever else. There's another woman that's gonna do that. So you got a woman that takes that whole bag, take that whole freak bag, and put all her tricks out on this man because she afraid of the next woman gonna do something crazy for him and get him to leave her. So this is what I'm saying. Like that.
Give me a moment.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I gotta read this super chat. Marriage, Politics, and Sports did remind me. I'm sorry about that, my brother. He dropped some super chats earlier, and it went past me, and I apologize. But many blessings and shout outs to you, my God. We got a super chat. We got so much. Oh my God, Mary. $10 super chat. Go ahead, babe.
So it says, GMT, I sent that before you came back. Ladies, no shade, but committed husbands see you as much more than possessions. Covenant wife is a better term. Respect and exclusivity are 1 and 2 on most lists.
Right. And also another $2 super chat from my guy. He says, have a great discussion later. I appreciate you for coming back. And I also, Marriage, Politics, and Sports, appreciate the fact that you reminded me. I apologize. It's just a lot going on, especially with the show dropping earlier. So that was from earlier, ladies, so that way y'all know. But go ahead, Dion. I'm sorry about that.
The show didn't drop earlier. Y'all dropped earlier.
We dropped earlier. My bad.
It's so crazy when the tables turn and the people be talking. That's wild.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, woo.
That's a fact.
Wow.
That's a fact.
But anyway, but yeah, I do feel like women get told those things on a regular basis. Like, I don't know how it is now, but definitely growing up, that's something I heard on a regular, where what you won't do, another woman will. So whether you're not keeping the house clean, whether you're not putting yourself together right, whether you're not that lady in the street freaking the bed situation, he gonna leave you. So you better take out your biggest trick and do whatever you need to do to keep this man. So I'm trying to understand why are we not recognizing that?
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Right.
I mean, that's for everybody.
Usually that. But let me tell you. What I'm saying is when you hear it as a man, men don't usually take what you won't do, another woman gonna do, means that I'm gonna go under another woman right behind your back. We take that as, yo, if I left you today, I could find me a woman that's gonna cook for me, that's gonna clean for me, that's gonna do what she need to do in the bed for me. She gonna do all the above. That's what that means. Y'all, for some reason, tend to take that as, oh, he gonna cheat. No, it doesn't mean that. And we don't take it on average like that. Boom. So,
does anybody else have something to say?
Do you think that men cheat because the woman has gained weight? You think that could be it too? They're not attracted to that woman anymore.
I mean, yeah. I mean, some men do cheat because of women. Listen, the worst thing you could do to a man is become super obese on him, especially if he didn't meet you like that. You got to keep in mind that we are physical beings.
Right,
Men look at women, and we are attracted to you for what it is. Now, if you now turn around and became, some type of grimace-looking creature, then we're gonna have a problem with that. We're gonna have a problem with that. If I met you like that, it's fine, because that's obviously what I'm attracted to. But if I didn't meet you like that, and I met you where you was nice and slender, and knowing that men are attracted to you physically on how you look first, everything else is second, then why would you allow yourself to get like that?
Be careful.
That's facts.
It is what it is. I'm very careful. You know what I'm saying? But you haven't
And
turned
mindful.
into
And
grimace. So I'm saying, what I'm saying is real. It's real. We having a real discussion, and that's why some men cheat, right?
But then this is what I feel like when it comes to that type of topic, because now we have we talk about the ebbs and flows of relationships, right? And how all of this sounds so great about, I meet you this way, so you should stay this way and whatever. But then when you put things into play like children, men don't get what women have to endure for having a child. Like, your body is for lack of a better way to put it, you get jacked up. Okay, things ain't sitting where they were sitting before. Things get stretched out. Okay, it don't snap back like a rubber band, regardless of whoever you see on the whatever, on the internets or whatever else. But it's like, to say that I've seen women that have had children and they used to be a slim goodie, and then after the kids they blew up, and they never got back to that slim goodie again. So I'm trying to understand.
Aside from medical conditions, why would a woman 2-3 years down the line after having a baby still talk about she got baby weight?
Our metabolism slows down immensely, because it's not just the baby weight, it's the menopause, it's the perimenopause, it's a lot of things. Our bodies are built differently than men. We don't even have the same hormones. Like, we have the same hormones, but we have different levels. Like, you got testosterone, we have the estrogen and the progesterone, like there are things. We're also menstruating, and then we're losing that. Like, so our bodies are going through way more changes than men when we get older.
And then things happen because of the fact that you got pregnant, or even any type of hormonal change. So that get activated. You got some women that just be getting hairy like crazy because they got pregnant. They be looking like Grimace for real because they got hairy.
Babe, you're just talking right now, because we got to look at it like this. We got to look at it like this, right? Y'all are talking about rare situations. Are women actually, after they have a baby, how hard are they trying to lose weight nowadays?
We don't have the energy. We do not have the energy. We are tired. We are beyond exhausted. Don't try to tell me to go to no gym or get on no Peloton bike.
You don't gotta get on the gym.
I snap back.
It's usually your eating habits.
I was walking.
You don't even gotta,
yes, I'm hungry.
I had to.
I'm hungry all the time.
You don't need to eat because you're hungry all the time.
I'm feeding
That's
another
when you breastfeeding, you hungry.
You have to get more calories for sure.
Real bad.
So 3 years later, you still breastfeeding?
Yeah.
What?
I'm just kidding. No. But I would say, like,
Ash, relax, Ash. Relax. Nobody needs catch strays. Like, chill out.
Hold on, what Ash say?
Listen.
She said, I'm skinny. Like, whoa.
No, he said 3 years later, are you breastfeeding? I was like, yeah, because a lot of moms still be breastfeeding. They 4-year-olds. That's what I said. But so as soon as that happened, like, I started, but also because my job, I can't gain a certain amount of weight. But in order to not stay in that state, I will say I had to get back active, because I am not super shallow, and I believe love conquers all for sure. But unless
he making $50,000.
like you
Then
said
love-
that.
then-
I don't think
then
you
it's-
even believed it when you said it, Ashley.
If he
I
makes
mean,
50
for
if he
real.
makes
You
50K,
said
love
love
won't conquer
conquers
that.
all.
Listen, because I want love for so I gotta think about people I truly love and like
Trump 2020, 24.
Listen. But no, so if the person I'm with gained a substantial amount of weight and I wasn't physically attracted to them, like I would feel away because you weren't like that when I met you, and now you're forcing me. I still got to do my duties and still lay down with you, and I'm no longer attracted to you, so it's not even fun for anymore. Now I'm just doing it because I want to be a good sport. You know what I'm saying?
And this
So-
is a
and then
woman
that-
saying that.
So in that sense, like I understand.
I just
because,
want to make
like
sure I don't
said,
become 600-pound life. I just want to make sure,
Look,
you know,
that's what
watching that, it was like,
Over. It's over. It's over.
yeah, I
That's
don't know.
no.
They always,
That's
they always got a man too.
And
Always
they
got a
still
man.
be, and they
Yeah, but
still got
look-
somebody
look
cleaning them
look
creases
at the
though.
man.
They be
Look at
squeegeeing
the
them
man.
creases.
Oh my God. I hate when y'all do that, right? What y'all do is y'all look at and look, she got 5 kids, she got 10 kids, and she still got a man. Look at the man. Look at the man that's washing her creases and feeding her burgers and franks while she's laying in the bed and she could barely get up. Look at the man. Do you want him? This is the problem. Y'all are not keeping it real. Y'all don't want these men, but y'all talk about they got men. So what? Anyone can get a man. Any woman
That's
today
fair.
can
man
get
is
a man.
A man is the easiest thing to get for sure.
But isn't the man that you want? I guarantee you that same 600-pound life woman loses weight and then she is out because she gonna look at it like, what the hell was I doing with you? You of all people? Nah. Let me get the super chat real quick. We got a $2 super chat for my boy Skinny Boy in the building with the deal, my guy. Skinny Boy. He says men don't divorce women, so this is an argument this argument is futile. So yeah, because at that rate, men do not leave women at a high rate anyway.
So the stats are most women divorce men. So that means not all women.
Not
so there
all,
are
it's not
some
all.
men that's
But you don't
divorcing
talk
their
about
wives.
all, Jess. We don't talk about all, Jess. That's not an argument.
I
in good faith.
mean,
we got to talk about
that
the majority.
statement was enough to come up. So
No,
I had
it
to
wasn't.
respond.
But wait, you
it's
not for
still
nothing. Not for nothing. You brought up a good point in regards to weight and who leaving who. Because I've seen many a couple where they go ahead and get that surgery and get get all that meat taken away, and then they act brand new because they got that brand new body. And I've seen it on men and women, and then they go out and they be in them streets because now they not looking like Professor Clunk. They ain't looking like Monique from
Keep this
1998.
out of this conversation.
And
Keep Professor
now
out
they
of this
like,
conversation.
boom, guess who stepped in the
That's my
room
guy.
for real? And then they be outside. Talk about them
Facts.
people. Can we talk about them
seen
people?
that firsthand.
But that's what I
This
just
lady
talked
had a-
about.
Yeah.
You, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, nah, I knew this girl. She great person, right? But she got her body done, and she went outside, and I was like, dang, you fumbled. She fumbled. It was really a sad situation.
What do you
but
mean she went outside?
it-
Like it was,
oh, she went outside. She was gone. Soon as
City
she was
girls.
healed up, she was out there, and I'm like, bro,
She was giving up them cheeks.
she was outside,
Right.
and I'm like, dang.
But
I thought about getting the
usually
surgery,
that's
but
what
I put in the
happens.
work. I thought about getting surgery,
I'm
but I put
saying.
in the work. So it's
So I'm saying
you
a lot
still
of
gotta work
women
out.
do that though. And it is there is studies on that as well, where studies have shown that a lot of women after those surgeries, the BBLs, the tummy tucks, and all of that, and even those little arm pulls that they be doing, get the arm, so they can see the muscle again. When they do all that,
The potato
they
salad
end up-
arm.
I wasn't even talking about those.
yeah, they get rid of the pterodactyl arms, and then after that's gone, they end up now finding themselves, like I'm too good for the man that was wiping my ass because I couldn't reach my arm back there.
No, I'm talking about weight loss surgery. I'm not talking about cosmetic surgery. I'm talking about the people that go get the sleeves and go get the bypasses, and then they get all skinny, and all they life they had to fight because they was mad big, and then they get skinny and
600-pound
all up in
person-
here get messed up, and now they outside.
Hey, babe, your mic too loud. The
I said what I-
600-pound person right, has to get more than just losing lipo. That person
Oh,
has
yeah,
to
they be
get
cutting
all
the skin.
types of stuff tucked in. There's gonna be skin.
No, just
So
the
I'm
skin
not talking about
removed.
600-pound people. I'm talking about people that are like 300 and something pounds, and they just get down to
you know how big a 300-pound woman
manageable
is?
weight.
You know how big a 300-pound woman is? Because women are shorter than men and they carry more water weight. So that woman will
I'm
look
just giving
really
an example, but 600 pounds is like a different level. So of course you're gonna have cosmetic surgery to remove skin. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that are usually like 2 something, 3 something, and then they get the weight loss surgery. And that's why the psychological part of it is a part of the process to even get the surgery. But that's what I'm talking about, is the fact that people's they mind get messed up when they get skinny, and then they go outside, especially when they were in a relationship prior to.
I really
Right,
thought
well,
I was all
guess
that when I
what?
hit that 195. I ain't gonna lie to you. You gonna tell me nothing.
Yo, Skinny Boy has got a question for you ladies. With a $2 super chat, Skinny Boy said, who gets more weight loss surgeries, men or women?
I don't know.
That
Google it.
question,
It's
no,
obvious.
come on.
You know this. You don't have to Google
It's
that.
obvious.
I don't know.
The world
Yeah, it's
is
obvious.
it heavily leans on women meeting a beauty standard a lot more than men. So come on.
When men do it,
Right.
that means they really insecure. They're not getting the girl that they want. Trust.
Drake did it.
That's the only reason why they do it.
Nah, Drake, BBL Jizzy.
I just don't
got
want to
them
walk
ants.
around like an ant. You know, the
And they say
BBLs
that
look like they're walking ants to me. I don't want to walk around
All
looking
right, all right. Oh, you talking about the women? Yeah, because I'm like, I heard somebody say BBL Drake. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Just happened.
He got his
No.
abs done.
Yeah.
He got his abs done.
His abs. All right, look. Y'all going too far with this stuff. We are going to.
Y'all acting
I mean, there are people like
Yo.
Charles who wear the
BBL.
six
Oh,
pack.
man.
I'm just gonna hit the
Listen,
gym.
listen.
Thank you,
Listen,
Candace.
ladies.
Candace know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Candace.
Oh my God, y'all are something else. Yo, listen, this was a great show. I did want it to end at 1.5 hours, but we went a little overtime today. But I appreciate all of you ladies for joining the panel today. Thank you so much. You guys did a phenomenal job, and I love the back and forth, which made for a great show. Also, I would like to apologize for Dion and my internet, where we ended up dropping for a good while, but the ladies held it
Please,
down.
please
and I
don't,
really-
please don't put me into that, because
Emmy.
I willfully submit to you as my husband. So that's your internet.
Aww.
I just want to
That's so
say,
cute.
y'all gotta work on your internet issues, because you know
He needs to work on our internet.
those internet
Just talking.
Just been
Just
good last 3
talking.
weeks, okay?
She needs to sit back. Sit back,
I
Jess.
like it. I got the pop
Sit
mic on,
back.
so yeah. Terrible.
Sit back, like you said, sit back. Yo, but thank y'all so much for joining us.
Gotta do better.
We gotta do better.
So you know how they say Brooklyn stand up? I need Brooklyn to sit down and sit back.
Sit all the
Sit
way
back.
down. Don't even think about getting up anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Brooklyn is always gonna be
Don't
vocal,
even think about
especially
it.
tomorrow night, y'all. Check out
Oh
my
yeah,
channel.
that's right. Check out my
What
Jamal with
time?
Just Justified.
time?
What time, Jess?
8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
So 8
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time.
EST on My Jamal with Just Justified. Dion and Boombox will be on that show. But thank y'all so much for joining. I will see y'all on the next one. And do me a favor, hit the like button. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace. All right. Here we go. roll the window down.